Hello, it's Craig here, and some of you will be aware that in the half-term holiday week in February 2016, we experienced something that's really common in lots of businesses up and down the country, all over the world, and that's an email phishing scam. So this is a really popular and unfortunately very common e-safety issue that people face on a daily basis. Now what I wanted to do is just take some of the mystery away from this, just to show you how it's possible to be tricked by this type of scam. Now I've got a computer that's been set up today to mean that if we do take you through this process, it won't get damaged by the scam in any way. But please don't try this at home, folks. This is just purely as a demonstration to show you the scam and how it works. So you might be more confident at dealing with these things should it occur in the future, of which, of course, is a very likely possibility. So first of all, this scam featured what appeared to be an attachment. It wasn't an attachment. Actually, it was a photograph of an attachment. And I know that because as I move my cursor across to the attachment, it turns into a clickable link right now, even though I'm not clicking on the or near to the attachment. That's a real sign that there's a problem here. It's not really what I expected. It's not really an attachment as you'd expect Google to have. So let's have a look at this. I'm going to now open this in a new browser that's safe. So the first thing we're going to notice here is that we're going to go to look at the top here of the address. This is a really long address, and including things like this at the start is a little bit suspect. I appreciate this bit here looks fairly normal, but it's all of these bits at the front that just seem strange. Notice as well, what we haven't got here is a green padlock. You should see a green padlock in front of the web address, and that tells you that the website has something called a security certificate, an up-to-date security certificate. And only legitimate websites can get a security certificate. So we know that if we're in a Chrome web browser, we're not talking about Internet Explorer, it has a different symbol, but works in a similar way. But in a Chrome web browser, you should see a little green padlock here, and that tells you that it's safe. I can't see the green padlock, so immediately my suspicions are aroused. Now what this is a simple form that has been created by the scammers to mimic a Google sign-in page. I've got to admit, it's one of the best ones I've ever seen, to be honest. It really does look incredibly lifelike in terms of what I'd expect from a Google page. What they hope you'll do is to enter your email, enter next, enter your password, and click send or go or log in. And at that point, they'll then have all of the credentials that they need to get access to your email account and your Google Drive. So that's a classic phishing scam where they collect that data. They're probably collecting so much of this data that they can't action the use of it immediately, but they might well sell that on, or they might use it at a future time, or they might just log in and monitor the emails, find out maybe who the finance person is, find out maybe who the boss is, and then learn and use that and learn about the structure of the company and the important people or the people who have got access to information in the company, and then exploit that in some form of attack. There's some other interesting points here. If we go to need help, what you should find is, let me just rearrange my windows here slightly so you can see this. If I click need help, you see as I click need help down here in the bottom, it shows you the link that would take me to. So just keep watching down here, just watching this space here. When I move over to need help, it's telling me that if I click need help, I'll go to happyfilms.club/services/contact us.html. Now to me, that feels suspicious. That's not what I expect to be taken to. I expect there to be Google in there or Google Help in there or something like that. So that's another sign that things could be sort of wrong there. And also create account. That button usually works for me, but it doesn't in this account. I think the point I'm trying to make here is that this is a very clever phishing scam. be on the look out for further phishing scams, because they're becoming better, they're becoming more effective at hooking people in and hoodwinking people into believing that they're on their own login page or a legitimate website. So how can you prevent this? Well, we've talked about some of the key features for you to look at. One of the things that we have in Real is a system for getting to your emails. And the system in Real for getting to your emails is to go to the Real Education website, which you all know. And when we get to the Real Education website, you go to Atmos. And when you click on Atmos, you're prompted to sign in. And this is the legitimate Google Accounts page. Note the green padlock in the corner. What I want everybody to do is to use this process which we have established to get access to any documents, and to remember that you log in through Atmos and then Google Sites. It's really important that if you're ever presented with a login page like this, stop and ask yourself the question, have I just come from the Real Education website and clicked on Atmos? If the answer is yes, it's safe to proceed. If the answer is no, this has appeared through clicking on a link in an email or a website or something other than that, then this is you must use suspicion because we cannot confirm that it's a legitimate login page. So I'm going to just say that again. When you log in through the Real Education website using the Atmos link, which provides you with the legitimate sign-in page. When you get to a page that looks like this, stop and ask yourself the question, where did I just come from? Where was I before? And the only answer that is a legitimate answer is the Real Education website. If it's from some other source, then it's possibly a phishing attack. These type of attacks aren't going to go away, and we're always using the best technologies we can to make and control the damage that this type of attack can cause. It's definitely not going to go away. We're going to find that in all parts of our life, including banking and emails, personal emails, it's going to become more and more prevalent. The purpose of this email is to purely to show you some examples of how you might be able to identify a phishing scam, and also to think about real education and about how you approach your signing in when you're signing into your Real Education emails or documents. I just want to reassure you that if you did get through to this page, there's no virus that's downloaded onto your computer in this case. So if you have come this far with the scam, you're not infected or you haven't got an issue around the virus. However, that's not to say that in the future a phishing scam may include a virus. So we always say that you should never follow through a link, and if you feel like an email's been sent to you which doesn't feel legitimate, then just to delete the email and to not follow the link through and not follow that through. As I say, I've given you this demonstration using a safe computer in a secured browser just to demonstrate that what would have happened if you'd have clicked through to the link. But can I just reiterate, please do not follow this link through because it does open up your computer to potentially vulnerabilities in the future. So I hope that's been really useful. We appreciate that there will be some questions and concerns, and we will address every one of those. We would ask you please to make sure that any questions or concerns are sent through to our Real Service Desk, which you can go to through the Real Education website. Top corner here is ICT Service Desk. We're building up a whole section which will appear here very, very soon in the service desk, and will include articles and information about this particular incident. But don't forget, you've got the ability to submit a request, add in your details, and then make sure you add in a mobile phone number so we can make contact with you, and we will address every request in order. We'd urge you, please don't phone us and ask us about this incident, because you will stop us from completing the task that we need to complete, and you'll delay the ability we have to get everybody back on track. Please submit a service desk request, include your phone number, and we will get to you in order of the requests that are coming in. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for your understanding in this matter. It is quite a routine thing, although it's never an ideal situation. But do please use a service desk request if you have any further questions or you have any concerns about that. And look out for information that will be coming through to you from your line manager. Thanks for listening. All the best.